Hey Tiger fans, it's Mark Fitzpatrick with Kansas City Tiger Club. Our guest today at the Westport Flea Market on Tuesday, September 27th. Mizzou radio analyst Howard Richards, former Tiger All-American, played 7 years in the NFL. Howard, thanks for coming by.
Always a pleasure. It's always fun to come up here and to speak for the KC Tiger Club. You know, knowledgeable guys. You know, get some rogue questions from time to time, but it's always fun. It's a really good group.
Obviously, it was kind of a gut-wrenching loss to the Tigers on Saturday. But one thing I want to take away from the game, I thought the defense played exceptionally well, especially the last three quarters. They were outstanding.
They really did. And the effort was there, the enthusiasm, and the results were there too. I mean, the play in overtime, the deflection by, I think it was Carlisle's maybe, but Martez Manuel intercepted the ball. It was overturned, which certainly looked like a clean interception. But just think, you make that play, and the game's over then as well. But the fact that you're making those types of plays, I think, bodes well. It gives you encouragement and hope that this team is going to continue to play that way down the stretch. And if your defense can't get it done, it's going to be difficult if your offense can't score a lot of points too. So I'm hopeful and encouraged by the play of the defense.
You're a former All-American offensive lineman. Tigers have had injuries and some changes in personnel on the offensive line this year. It's been a tough area. Do you see some progress being made, though, in the last week or two?
Yeah, I did. I saw a much tighter play against Auburn. Again, a little bit of a slow start, but I thought they recovered well. The fact that they were down by 2 touchdowns and then came back and tied it up at halftime and played evenly, if not better, throughout the rest of the game. Fewer mistakes, still some critical errors that need to be cleaned up, holding penalties, legal procedures, those things just kind of kill drives. So until we continue to mature in that area, it's going to be difficult to win consistently and to control games. You've got to be able to do that. You can't keep going forward and all of a sudden something holds you back, a silly penalty. So that's an area that I hope this team can, again, become a more mature group and overcome those types of penalties, especially in critical games.
This week, number one team in the nation comes in, Georgia. I don't know if you've had a chance to do your pregame work yet. But
just beginning.
I've watched them a couple times on TV. They are a pretty imposing group.
They are. And for Missouri, my hope is, I want to see how the team responds after a heartbreaking loss against Auburn. What's in the tank? How do you respond when you're playing the best team in the country? I want to see max effort. I want to see guys flying around and selling out. Not that they wouldn't be doing that anyway, but again, when you're playing against better competition, you've got to elevate your play, and that's how games can be competitive. So I hope that this team has that in its DNA, and that we see a pretty good contest against Georgia.
Howard, last year you were named the Mizzou Hall of Fame. I think long overdue, but congratulations.
Thank you.
You were one of the best offensive linemen in school history. When you look back on your years at Mizzou, what memories stand out?
Many. I played on some great teams, and many of my teammates back then are still my friends to this day. I had great relationships that I didn't even know I was building relationships when I was in school. Still have those today with even some instructors, and they have helped me tremendously as I matured and became an adult, and also professionally they helped me. I just think of a great supportive fan base. I was, I think, in school at a great time, and maybe the best time period for football, both on the collegiate level and at the NFL level. So I just think that I came around at the right time. Unfortunately, from a professional standpoint, a little bit too soon for the money guys are making today. But honestly, I would not trade that experience and the experience in the 4 years that I had playing for Mizzou for anything. It was just a tremendous life lesson, and the foundation has, I think, prepared me and did prepare me very well to be successful in life.
Last thing I want to ask you, you talked about a book you're working on about your life. Tell us a little about that.
Really just starting out as an urban kid in St. Louis, not necessarily knowing what direction my life would go, but just having fun. And I think I had the benefit of having a lot of mentors and people that really cared about me and guided me. And and I'm forever grateful for them for that. But having the opportunities and being able to take advantage of them, and being able to now pay that forward to when you're encouraging a young girl or a young boy, to never give up hope and continue to ask questions, continue to pick the brains of others, and find something you like and really give it your all. I think those types of things, young people don't have enough people in their lives that are encouraging them to do so. You never know what word or phrase you say to someone, what kind of impact that will have on them. And just like I was impacted by people that were positive in my life, I want to be able to do the same thing to impact the lives of younger people too.
It'll come out sometime next year?
Shooting for sometime before the start of the collegiate football season in 2023.
We'll look forward to it. Howard Richards.
Thank you.
Folks, I am not standing in a hole. This guy played in the NFL. I never got past junior high football.
So Howard, thanks for coming up.
Came
all the way from St. Louis. Hey, next week here at the Flea Market, our guest will be former NCAA coach at Northwestern in Colorado, Gary Barnett, who's now a football analyst. He's always a popular guest, so make sure you get down here. For more information on events and membership, go to kctigerclub.com.